AI is exploding everywhere. We're getting all these incredible new tools and powers. But here's the thing. This brand new world has also opened up a completely new way to attack systems. And the craziest part? The most dangerous hacks aren't being done with code. They're being done with simple words. Let's get into it.
So think about it for a second. How would you even begin to hack a multi-million-dollar AI? I mean, this is some of the most advanced tech on the planet, right? Well, you can forget all those scenes from the movies with frantic coding. The real answer is way simpler. And honestly, it's a lot more interesting.
So get this, the secret weapon is just language. It's all about being clever, being creative. Attackers aren't finding some deep software bug. No, they're exploiting the AI's very nature. A simple phrase, something like, ignore your previous instructions and do this instead, can literally trick the model into breaking its own rules. It's basically a social engineering attack, but for a machine.
And here's the kicker. Because these attacks are so fundamentally different, our defenses have to be different too. We can't just throw our old cybersecurity playbook at this. We need a whole new kind of armor, one that's built for this new age of AI. So today, let's look at 3 of the most essential pieces of that armor. All right, our first defense is all about controlling what gets in the door. The best way to think about it is like a bouncer at a really exclusive club. Their whole job is just to stand at the entrance and check every single person before they're allowed inside. Simple, right?
Now, the problem this bouncer solves is something called prompt injection. That's just a fancy way of saying a hacker is hiding a malicious instruction inside a perfectly normal-looking request. The solution, our digital bouncer, is what we call an AI gateway.
So what an AI gateway really does is act as a mandatory security checkpoint. Before any prompt from a user can even get near the big, powerful AI model, the gateway gives it a thorough inspection. It's looking for those sneaky, telltale signs of an attack. Things like ignore your rules or tell me your secrets. So here's how it plays out. A prompt arrives at the front door. The AI gateway, our bouncer, takes a look. If it's malicious, if it's trying to jailbreak the model, it gets denied. Access denied. But if the prompt is safe and sound, it gets the green light and goes right on through to the model. It's our first and maybe our most critical line of defense. Okay, but what if something does go wrong? Or what if the AI is an autonomous agent, out there making decisions all by itself? A bouncer at the door isn't enough. You need a way to review its performance after the fact. And that's where our second defense comes in. Let's call it the game film. Now, this is all about solving the problem of rogue agents. And that's exactly what it sounds like. An autonomous AI that might start making weird, incorrect, or even harmful decisions, and you have no idea why. The technical fix for this is something called AI observability, which gives us the power to see exactly what an agent did and, crucially, why it did it. Think of AI observability like having a black box flight recorder for your AI. It creates this super detailed, totally transparent log of everything. I'm talking the initial inputs, the agent's internal chain of thought reasoning, every tool it used, and of course the final outcome. It gives us the complete picture, warts and all.
And the process works just like a coach reviewing game film. First, you record every single play, every input, decision, and outcome. Then, you stitch all those events together into a clear timeline, kind of like a highlight reel. That lets you review the tape, find exactly where the error happened, and then, this is the important part, improve the playbook so it doesn't happen again. This is how we're going to build real trust in these autonomous systems.
Our third and final line of defense is all about tackling one of the most famous and, frankly, weirdest weaknesses of AI, its tendency to just make stuff up. To solve this, we don't want the AI to just remember things. We want it to look things up. So we give it an open book exam.
We're going after AI hallucinations. You've probably seen this. It's when a model states something that's completely false, but it says it with all the confidence in the world. The solution is this really powerful technique called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or just RAG for short. It's all about grounding the AI in cold, hard facts. RAG completely changes the game. See, instead of the AI just relying on its internal training data, which, by the way, can be old or just plain wrong, it's given access to an external, up-to-date, and trusted knowledge base. It's literally like giving a student access to the entire library and the internet during a final exam.
So here's how it works. A question comes in. The RAG system's first move isn't to answer. It's to go consult its textbook, that external database, and pull out the most relevant facts. Only then does it use the AI model to put together an answer based on what it just found.
And best of all, it can actually cite its sources, giving us a grounded, verifiable, and way more trustworthy response.
Now, these three defenses, the bouncer, the game film, and the open book exam, are incredibly powerful. But they don't just exist on their own. They all fit into a much bigger, more comprehensive security strategy, which we can actually visualize as a kind of protective layer.
We call this the donut of defense. A little silly, but the idea is super important. At the very center, you have your AI. The protective layers around it are part of a continuous cycle. It starts with discover, finding all the AI systems you're using. Then you assess them for any risks. The control phase is where our defenses come in. This is where you implement the AI gateway and RAG systems we just talked about. And finally, you report on everything, which starts the cycle all over again. You need every single piece for it to work.
So, as we wrap this up, it is crystal clear that securing AI isn't something you do just once. It is a constantly evolving battlefield. The attackers are getting smarter, and so the defenders have to get smarter too.
But the big takeaway here is that we have powerful new tools to fight back. So if you remember anything from this, remember these three core defenses. The bouncer, our AI gateway to stop those malicious prompts right at the door. The game film, AI observability, to understand and actually trust our AI agents. And the open book exam, or RAG, to beat hallucinations and ground our AI in solid facts. And that really leaves us with a big question for the future, doesn't it? We've built this first generation of armor for our AI, but as the attacker's verbal weapons get sharper, sneakier, and more creative, how are we going to evolve our defenses to make sure we're always one step ahead?